Not yet. Let's see what's going on here. I believe we are live on Facebook, YouTube, all over the place. Joe Holloway, how are you, man?
Doing great, doing great.
Hey, I know you have 5 kids, is that right?
5 kids. We're staying busy this break.
I was gonna say Christmas probably is not busy for you at all with 5 kids, man. Probably didn't have too much of a time at all. For those of you who are logging on, going, "What is this?" If you haven't met Joe Holloway yet, he is business partner with Stacy and I in real estate with EXP. He's our commercial division. Joe, you've been doing commercial real estate since 2014, something like that.
What? Sorry, Jim. I was messing with the settings there.
Oh, you're messing with the settings. Well, you look pretty, so you're good to go. I said, how long have you been doing commercial real estate? Since like 2014?
2014, yep.
Awesome, like that. Well, Stacy and I, we've been doing residential. Stacy started selling in 97. I joined her in 2000. And we've dabbled in the commercial, but we're super excited to have you a business partner with us on the commercial side. And we have some exciting news today for people, don't we?
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome news.
What is it we're bringing on today?
So EXP Commercial, Jim, I know you know all about it, but we're excited because it's brand new from EXP. A lot of new features, a lot of new, just awesomeness to apply to all those commercial real estate agents that now can get into what the residential agents have seen from EXP and take advantage of all those benefits.
It's going to be great. We're actually going to run through a slide deck for those of you. So if you're a commercial agent or you know somebody who's a commercial agent, they're going to love and thank you for what we're getting ready to do right here. So if you know somebody like that, you may want to forward this over to them to jump on this live and check this out. We're going to take maybe 20, 25, 30 minutes max. We got a couple slides to show people. Yep. In fact, I'm going to stop talking about it and pull them up. Let me hang on here. Let me get these slides up here. And we're going to be talking about the introduction of commercial real estate to EXP Realty. We are super jacked up about. What are we going to be covering today, Joe?
So we're going to go over all the important stuff here. So just a little bit about EXP. So if you haven't heard of EXP, who is EXP? What are they doing? What the business model looks like, for commercial agents, and then EXP World, which is really cool, something that I know agents will love to take advantage of. And then just the commercial solutions and how to join. If you're interested, what can you do to get more information? What does that look like?
I love it. So I think it's really important for people to understand when they're talking about a company and looking at a company is it all starts with leadership. I believe leadership is what makes business rise or makes business fall. And we've got one of the greatest leaders in all of real estate. It's Glenn Sanford is the name of our CEO. If you haven't heard of him, and our founder, he is an amazing gentleman. Looks like we've got somebody on here tagging some people already. Who's tagging? Look, Sean Burke's tagging somebody. Awesome, Sean. Good to see you on here. Sean's out of the Boston marketplace, incredible real estate agent out of there. And good to have you with us this morning, Sean. So it's actually noon. Sorry, it's noon now. It's not even morning, it's afternoon. But Glenn Sanford, he decided that he would make a real estate company that was for the agents. If you're out there and you're watching this right now, it's important to understand Glenn wanted to build a company, but not just another brokerage. He didn't want to just make another Keller Williams or Remax or Century 21 or Coldwell Banker. He didn't want to make another one. He wanted to completely change the game. Here's what he wanted to do. He wanted the agents to have all the benefits of a broker, but not have to have all the liability and all the headaches. He wanted the company to get built with agents, not on the backs of agents. He wanted to make you full partners in the business, and that's what he created. And we've been around a while, since 2009, and that's what we loved about it. I know that's what you loved about it too, Joe. And so we'll take a look at the next slide here. It's our timeline. Go for it.
Yeah, so, I think it's important to understand some of the background of EXP, especially for those people that haven't heard of EXP, because it has been, one of those up and comers. You mentioned 2009 is when it started. I joined EXP in 2018 when I saw some of the benefits. But especially for commercial agents that aren't familiar with it, if you look back, EXP has gone through this timeline. They became a public company. They started growing rapidly. I think they're the fastest growing real estate company in the world in terms of just how fast they've grown. And what really stands out to me is that in 2018, we reached 10,000 agents with EXP Realty. If we fast forward, it's not on this slide yet. It's updating every day, but we just passed 40,000 agents. So in 2 years, our growth went from 10,000 to 40,000. It's just astronomical, the growth that we're experiencing right now, which has led to EXP Commercial. And I'm sure we're going to see that same growth opportunity.
Yeah, the funny thing about you on this, Joe, a lot of people are like, I haven't heard of EXP Realty, but we're not a new company.
Yeah.
We've been around, and our growth curve right now, some are projecting, Joe, that by next year this time we'll be over 100,000 agents and have a chance to go past Keller Williams as the largest real estate company in the world here coming up very soon. There's our growth. Here's an exact idea of the growth curve, exactly what Joe was talking about here. Incredible growth curve. We are well over 40,000 now and growing what you call exponential growth. And that's important. If you're watching this, I want you to understand, if you can catch a company on the upslide, on the curve, and the way our compensation model works, which we're going to share with you, you'll understand why it's a great time to get started with EXP right now. So tell us a little bit about innovation, Joe.
Yeah, well, and you just mentioned, getting in on a company during the growth curve, Jim. And, we looked at the first example here with Blockbuster. So what this whole model is doing is getting away from that brick and mortar, that historical business model. And the first example in there is Blockbuster to Netflix. And, if you've studied business, a lot of you probably know Blockbuster had the chance to buy Netflix, to really just take it over when Netflix was in its infancy. And they said, this will never work. This will never work. Well, we know what happened to Blockbuster. We know what's going on with Netflix. I'm sure everybody was using that to the fullest during the break here. But that's what we're doing with the real estate model, is getting rid of that brick and mortar, costly overhead model and moving to something new that's really empowering the agents, leveraging technology to its fullest. And this is a great opportunity to learn more about that and get in at the early stages of that growth curve that you mentioned.
Yeah, people always say, I wish I'd been there at the beginning. Well, this is your chance to get in at the beginning and be there. And so we want to welcome you to our world. See, our EXP world is not just a cloud office. We're not just that. We're the real estate office of the future, right? Our agents can meet together, learn together, they collaborate together all over the world. And that's cool. You'll function as like this little avatar up there in the cloud, but it's going to take away all those costs associated with a brick and mortar building, and it's going to put that money back in your pocket. So tell us a little bit about it, Joe. What's so different about us? Because we're not a franchise. Tell us about that.
Yeah, and that's one of the first things that people ask is, oh, this sounds like a franchise. And especially coming from the commercial background, you have the big players, the global players, the JLL, CBRE, those types of guys. Then, everything else is a franchise model. Well, this isn't that. And we're going to see that. We're going to go through the model a little bit more. But what you see that we're getting away from is that costly overhead. So we don't need the high-rise building with the nice offices. I worked in one of those offices one time, suit and tie every day. And you know how many clients came into the office to talk to you and do deals? I mean, maybe one every other month, I'd see a person that wasn't an agent in the office there. So we've realized we don't need that. We can get rid of that cost. The other big thing to me is the locally confined. If you build a team of, let's say, multifamily brokers in Columbus, Ohio, if you have a team of 6 people, that's great. I mean, you're killing it. You're doing a lot of business, but you're not going to be able to build in Kansas City, Missouri, or Dallas, Texas, or whatever, because you have your market. Well, we're kind of blowing that up and saying, hey, you can build your team globally. And that's one of the things that I love, that I know, other agents are going to love as well.
I was learning my Hindi the other day because we've been working in India over there. But we've got a question here for you. So, Mr. Baruti, very nice meeting you. Said, good looking out. Currently teaching. Will it be available for later viewing? Yes, sir. You'll be able to watch this a little bit later. So we thank you for taking a look at that. I'll make sure Sean gets you the recording of this, sir. And I'll be interested in seeing what you're currently teaching. So thanks. So you're right, Joe. We are not a franchise. We're one global brokerage internationally, and it's exciting to be able to grow internationally now with the internet. Our cloud campus environment has a lot of benefits. No desk fees. You can work from anywhere. We get rid of all the overhead, all those brick and mortar costs. Guys, look, if you're an agent and you're watching this, ask yourself the question, who pays for all of that overhead? Think about it. I mean, yes, the broker writes the check, but who pays for all those expensive leases, all of the utility bills, the person sitting at the front desk? Who pays for all of that infrastructure? Go ahead and answer it all together now, agents. We do. It comes out of our split, right? We're paying for that. And so once you understand EXP's model, Glenn Sanford, when he set it up, wanted to decrease the expenses and put that money back in your pocket. Now, we have a great training program. Tell them a little bit about that, Joe.
Yeah, so the training program is amazing, and you know, a lot of people, one of the first things they hear when they hear, oh, you don't have a brick and mortar office, or you don't have all the, well, how am I going to get trained? How am I going to see my mentor? How are they going to coach me? This is how they've solved that. And not only do you get the training and mentorship from maybe one agent, maybe from your senior agent, but you get it from the national and global top producers. Our president, Jim Wong, built BRC Advisors, sold it for crazy money. He's on there doing trainings every week. There's actually a calendar that comes out every week, and you can pick and choose what you want to work on. If you want to take a class in leasing and or investment sales, or you know, what have you, you can pick and choose those to improve your skill and your business by learning from the top leaders at EXP.
Joe, didn't we just have some like week-long commercial training for people who wanted to get in, plus advanced? And we had some of the best commercial agents in the world teaching on there, right? It was an online all week, learn from home type deal, right?
Yeah, no, it was amazing. It was a 5-day training. There were certifications that you could get during the week if you were new to commercial real estate. We also had guests come in and talk about best marketing practices, talked about using virtual agents in your business, a lot of things that you may not have even thought about before, but you're getting, you know, that group think and the best practice from the group, because everybody's in it to help each other. This truly is the most collaborative broker that there is, and everybody looking out for each other.
Agents helping agents grow because we're all part owners, and we'll see that in a second why that is like that. So we have really great support, because I know a big question a lot of people have is look, what type of support am I going to have if people are in the cloud? You're going to love this. You know, your current broker, like when the accountant or the MCA or the team lead goes on vacation, they leave and go off grid, like on a cruise or something, how nothing gets done at the brokerage. Well, here we hire the best talent in the world for their positions, for legal, for marketing, for IT, and we hire multiple of them. But because it's in the cloud, they can work from anywhere, and you can get quick on-demand support. I'm talking on-demand. You can go in the cloud anywhere you have internet access, and you can go in the cloud and you can get answers immediately, and you can do it from your pajamas if you want to, because you're going to be an avatar who's up there. So you'll get live support from EXP Commercial Agent Services, all the technology, the finance experts, and they're available. Check this out. Eastern time, they're available from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. I'm willing to bet your brokerage is not open for 11 hours a day with somebody to be able to access, right? It's tough to get a hold of people. So we have the best support in the world because we can hire the best talent. We're not just hiring local talent. We're hiring talent from all over the globe and the best people there are, and they can work in the cloud. So it's a great one on that. Tell us a little bit about our international, Joe.
Yeah, and you mentioned just hiring the best talent from around the globe, and this is where it really comes into play. Michael Valdez, who is with Realogy, he's been brought on to EXP to jumpstart the international growth and expansion, and this is where, you know, you really see some of the differences. I was an agent with Marcus and Millichap here in Columbus, Ohio. And I met a few guys, you know, around the country that were interested in Marcus and Millichap, and I referred them out to the office where they were working before. And, you know, I got a thank you for it, and that was great, but that was it. Well, with international collaboration, like you mentioned, Jim, you were on the phone with somebody in India. I actually have a meeting tomorrow with a broker in Mexico looking to build a team. We can not only bring on agents from around the globe, but then we can collaborate with them and learn from people like Jim Wong in California, or you know, Rob Campbell in Tennessee. These mega agents that have really, you know, expanded and exploded their business. We can learn from them wherever they are, and that's amazing. That's unheard of in the commercial world.
Yeah, and you know, for you commercial agents who are watching, how many like residential agents do you know? But yet, because you're part of just a commercial brokerage, those people really, you're not going to do anything with them. You're just going to refer them off somewhere else, and you never really get compensated for it, or are never able to take advantage. Take advantage sounds like a bad word, but yes, let's just say take advantage of that relationship. You may know a residential agent, but with EXP, because we are one gigantic real estate company. Yes, there are different divisions, commercial division and residential division. You can still benefit off those relationships. And we're going to show you that. And it can be global, just like Joe was talking about. So Remember I said, Joe, that our founder wanted agents to be partners? Remember when I said
Yeah.
that in the beginning? This
Yeah,
is
that's
important.
huge. That's huge.
See, when you're in real estate, a lot of times your retirement plan is basically selling real estate until you die, right? You don't really get equity in the company unless you start your own company. With EXP allows you to get the benefits of being the owner of a company because you will be part owner, but you don't have to build all the infrastructure out. You don't have to take on all the liability. You don't have to come up with all the resources. You're going to become a shareholder at EXP Commercial. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ under the stock ticker EXPI. And we've got a couple different plans. Number one is this. We have an equity plan where we're going to award you shares of stock when you close your first transaction, when you cap out on your commission split, which you'll hear about here in a second. It's an incredible commission split that we have. And also, when you refer other agents to the company, whether, I want you to hear this, guys, if you're watching this, whether you refer a commercial agent to the company or whether you refer a residential agent, you're going to earn shares of stock in the company. Now, also, we have a thing called an Icon Award. The Icon Award will award you up to $20,000 in stock, company stock, upon the achievement of certain production and cultural goals. So what you're going to hear about in a little bit is that our split has a cap. It's a $20,000 cap. If you're an Icon agent, which we'll get into a little bit later, the exact how to do it, you'll earn your shares of stock back, effectively putting you at a 100% split with the company. We also give you the privilege of an agent equity program where you can enroll to be paid 5%. You can take 5% of every transaction that you do of your GCI, and you can buy stock with it at a 10% discount. Now, that is a privilege. That is not something you have to do. We've heard a little bit of some rumors around where, oh, EXP forces you to buy stock. That couldn't be further from the truth. Whoever's telling you that has incorrect information. You get the privilege of being able to take 5% off the top of your gross commissionable income and buy stock in the company at a 10% discount as part owner. Those are ownership perks. And look, we tell people all the time, don't we, Joe? We tell people, look, you need to have ownership in your business. You need to have ownership in your home, right? So you can build what? Equity. We tell people the same thing. You should be building equity in your business.
And Jim, just to give everybody a quick example of that, because, you know, it sounds really nice and it sounds like something that we all want, but the real world example is there. I mean, I sold, and I know Jim's done a lot more of this, but I sold a mobile home park in, I think it closed in January of 2019. Closed a mobile home park. I got 21 shares of stock. I earned my commission, got all that stuff. It was great. And then I got a little kicker. I think it was 21 shares of stock just for completing that transaction. And I think it was 21 shares of stock at $8.50 a share at the time. And I was just looking up now, EXPI, $72 a share right now. So
wow.
For doing that one transaction, earning my commission, getting all that, I also got a $1,500 bonus essentially that's sitting in my retirement for doing my own business.
That's beautiful. I love it. And you can grow that as you want to grow. It's incredible. So, Joe, tell us a little bit about another stream of income that EXP offers, because when you're an owner, there's multiple streams of revenue that come in. Talk about this, the revenue share plan that our founder allows agents to participate in because we're part owners.
Yeah, and this is where I talked about, you know, referring other agents to Marcus and Millichap when I was there and just getting a thank you, and that was nice. And Jim's going to go over a little more in detail on the next page, but really what this entails is building your team and getting credit for it. You know, I know a lot of agents that have, whether they left their broker to start their own independent brokerage or whether they just built a team, but they were always very limited in their options, right? Like I said, if you built a 6-person team here in Columbus multifamily, you're killing it. You're doing a lot of business. But with the revenue share plan, you can recruit industrial agents in, you know, New Orleans, or you can recruit a office agent in Salt Lake City. You can recruit from all over and build a team of professionals that have, you know, your mindset, your growth mindset, but they can still do their own business all as one family, all as one company, and you get credit for bringing them on.
I love it, Joe. And the great part about it is they don't actually have to be on your team. You're not their team lead. You're just referring them to the company. And because you're an owner in the company, you could get paid off the revenue that comes in off of their production.
Right.
So I hope people.
And how many, like you mentioned it, Jim, but how many commercial agents, they recruit commercial guys to their team, but how many of them know other residential agents and they've never been able to work together, but now they can go to them and say, hey, we got this great company. You should look into it, and you get credit for bringing them on as a residential agent.
You can capitalize and build a residual income stream. Commercial agents get residual income streams, right? You guys get it. But multifamily, right? Doing rentals, doing leases, right? That residual income coming in every single month. That's what I'm going to talk about here on this chart. It's a great segue into it, Joe. The revenue share plan chart. So what are we talking about? If you refer an agent anywhere in the world, you refer them over to EXP. They love what we have to offer, right? They see it, they love it, they want to get started. They could be in any marketplace. It doesn't have to be where you're at. And you refer those people over. When they get referred over, they're going to be on what's called your tier one. You referred them, they named you as the sponsor. You're not their boss. They're not your employee. You're not responsible for them. You're just the person that referred them over. You can earn per year up to $3,500 on commercial agents that you refer over, and it's unlimited the number of people that you can refer over. So to do some simple math, I'm a simple guy. If you referred 10 agents over that each went out and capped, right? They were cappers, pretty easy to cap with our commission structure. That would be $35,000 a year in residual income. Of course, you're not capped at 10. You could refer 100 if you wanted, as many as you wanted to. Now, here's the incredible part. This is the part that a lot of people don't get. And if you can pay attention for 1 second here, I think you're going to like what you hear. As you sponsor people over all around the world, do you think those people also know other real estate agents who might be interested in what EXP has to offer? I can tell you for a fact, because of our growth curve you saw earlier, yes, they're going to be interested and they're going to join in droves. Well, those people would be on your tier two. Here's a chance. You may not even know those people at all. They might be in marketplaces you've never even been to, but they're joining EXP, but you're going to get credit because they were sponsored by the person that you sponsored. And so on and so forth. Those people in tier two would sponsor tier three people too. And you can see how this can grow. Let's just talk about tier one and tier two right now for you. If you referred 10 capping agents on tier one, you would make $35,000 per year, right, in revenue share. What if each one of those agents each went out and also referred 10? You referred 10. Each of them went out and referred 10. That would be an extra $400,000 per year for you. So with your tier one of 35,000 plus your 10 who got 10 on tier two, 400,000 would be $435,000 extra per year of residual income coming in. And you can see how this could grow all the way down to tier 7. It can grow as big as you want it to grow. And if you're wondering if there are people that are earning seven-figure per year residual incomes, yes, there are that are doing it. And we will soon have somebody who's earning 7 figures a month in residual income. So it's totally doable. And the growth curve on us, you're right at the very beginning of how big and how fast we're going to grow. All right, I beat that.
Can I hit on one more thing?
Yeah.
The revenue share plan is amazing, and it brings people in and it creates a residual income that really residential commercial agents, a lot of them have never experienced that before. It's amazing. But the other thing that I want to point out is if you are building a team, if you're, if I'm at a Marcus and Millichap and I recruit Jim Lambright to my team to work on multifamily and I teach him everything I know and he's on my team, so I get a cut of all of his deals. What is he going to do once he thinks he knows as much as I do?
He's going to
start the Jim Lambright company, right?
Right.
With this revenue share plan, that's okay. If I train up an agent and they decide to leave, you know why they're going to stay with EXP? Because they still have revenue share. They still have their equity in the company. They can leave and start their own team, their own business or whatever under EXP. And I still get credit for them being part of the company, even if I'm not taking a split on all of his deals. And that I think is huge.
It is huge because there's a lot of apprenticeship that happens in the commercial space because people need a lot of help. And sometimes the leaders don't tell the apprentice everything they need to know because they realize they're going to pick up and leave. With EXP, you're going to be fine with it because of the business that they grow. You're going to be their biggest cheerleader to go and even outperform you, because you're going to still be earning from it. Joe,
Totally.
this slide, I know you've been waiting to go
Yeah.
after. This one, we probably should make slide number 1 for commercial people. If you made it this far, this will get people to join right here. When I showed this to you, I know you were blown away. Go for it.
Yeah. Just talking about the tools. I mean, look at the middle column right there, CoStar. Every commercial agent out there knows CoStar, has headaches with CoStar, complains about the pricing with CoStar. I looked at CoStar for myself, $1,500 a month if I wanted nationwide access. Build out another 100 plus a month for the CRM. With EXP, it's one low fee. It's $500 a month, and you get all of these tools. CoStar national access for $500 a month is unheard of. And on top of that, you get build out all the marketing tools that come with that, deal sharing through that. It's truly like they're taking this thing and making it so valuable to each agent. And then that's not even to mention all the other stuff on the right column under EXP Commercial, where you're getting all the other tools to manage your database and your transactions and everything that goes with that. But just throwing the CoStar price out there, I mean, heck, you sign up, you're saving at least $800, $1,000 a month right there just by getting the access to the tools that we have.
And Joe, with EXP Commercial, they have unlimited revenue share. Again, we will mention that. The equity stocks awards program, the stocks are going to be giving, all the training, your virtual office space, 100% commission potential. I don't know commercial places that are doing that for anybody, with only a 20,000 yearly cap based off an 80-20 split. A lot of guys, from what you're telling me, are going to cap out on one deal.
You're teasing it, Jim. You're teasing my pinnacle here and talking about the caps. It's unheard of in commercial.
That's going to be awesome. We're going to get to that slide here, I believe. Let's check it out. So here's what Joe was talking about with all the different tools that we have. We have tons of tools all built in based on the price with all the things we have in the back office. A lot of people are like, look, I don't know if I want to learn a new communication system. We run off 2 communication systems in our office in the company. One is through Workplace by Facebook. If you can operate Facebook, you can operate our inner office communications, because it is a closed Facebook private work community that only EXP agents will be a part of. So if you know how to work Facebook, you can work that. And our email communication system is based off the Gmail platform. So that's going to be very simple for you to understand that. And we're a paperless transaction, so everything is going to be uploaded through the internet. Go ahead. You can tell us a little bit about EXP Enterprise.
Yeah, and just to get on that, instead of having to go to your broker or, your admin to get, check on deals, check on commissions, go through all that stuff, EXP Enterprise, it's very simple. One login, you can see, everything that you've done that year. You can see your commissions coming in. You can see your commissions paid. If you've capped your equity awards, that's a big thing that we've talked about. So you can see all the equity that you've been awarded. It's all right there at your fingertips. I know, everybody's familiar with the technology. They're just making it very simple for you to go on and see everything that you have.
Yeah, you can track all your residual income coming in, all your stocks, everything like that. Our paperless transaction system is called SkySlope. You'll manage your transactions. You'll always have them at your fingertips. It's super easy to use. You'll love it way more than doing paper.
Yep. And Workplace, Jim touched on that. Companies use Slack or Microsoft Teams or whatever. Workplace is like that, a little bit enhanced as well, because it's got a lot of other features. But it's great. I can go on there and chat with my Ohio broker. I can go and chat with other agents. It's always there and available.
Yeah, it's super easy to use, just like Facebook. And our CRM and lead generation is great. As we know, being agents, whether you're commercial or residential, right, you've got to have more leads, more quality leads to make more deals. And our lead generation program is all included in our cost, and you'll love that, using the build out and the CoStar that we have. And then, of course, our marketing branding.
Yeah. And marketing and branding, very simple. You're going to get your business cards and everything else that goes with it. But one of the great things we talked about training, talking about leveraging marketing. I mean, we've hooked up with amazing people that have grown real estate companies from the marketing side. I've had a conversation with a few different people in EXP that have really opened my eyes as to new, marketing and branding strategies. And just to touch on one thing too, Jim mentioned lead generation. With EXP Commercial, you're getting, not only are you getting all these tools, but you're getting 40,000 residential agents that are looking for commercial deals to refer you. Yeah. I know the commercial firms that I've been with, I never got that. this is like built into the system. You'll get agents saying, hey, I'm looking for multifamily in Tampa, Florida. And, you can do all kinds of things with all the residential agents at your fingertips to leverage.
Joe, one of the important things too is a lot of guys that are and gals that we're talking to already have built their own company, right? Maybe they're a small commercial brokerage. EXP is going to allow you to keep your branding as long as we comply with the state rules. So maybe you are ABC Commercial Company, right? That's the name of your company that you have. Well, you can be ABC Commercial Company powered by EXP Realty. We're going to let you keep that branding as long as you're complying with state laws. There's some states in the country where EXP doesn't even have to be on the sign. You can just keep your same thing. You'll want to get with Joe here and talk to him about how to do that, but you can keep your branding. I know some of you, like, I've been building this company for 20, 30 years. I've got my names out there as big. You can keep it.
That's huge. Yeah, that's totally true. Is if you have your independent brokerage, you want to keep that branding, and EXP allows you to do that. And I can't tell you how many guys I've talked to that was their initial doubt, right? Is I have my company, I put my, sweat and tears and blood into it. I don't want to change. But when they realize that they can take that company and just put it on the EXP platform to grow exponentially, that's when it really clicks for them.
You're just going to be powered by us. You're going to use our infrastructure to take the liability away from you and to take all the stuff you don't like doing, all the back end heavy lifting. We'll do that for you, and you can keep your branding. And for a lot of times, quite frankly, part of it's ego. I've been building this thing for 3 decades. I still want my name out there, and you can do that with EXP. We love that. So here we go. Here's the fee structure. You can take a screenshot of this or get with Joe and he can send it over to you. You can check this out. But we're going to be what's called an 80-20 commission split, which is incredible, but with a $20,000 annual cap. A lot of you will do that in one deal and you'll cap out, and then you're 100% for the rest of the anniversary year on that. Okay. The standard costs are this. There's a $500 startup fee for when you get started. And from there, it's $500 per month. That's going to include your tech fee, your cloud fee, all the things that Joe talked about with Build Out and CoStar and things that you have there. And then on the deals, there's a $200 per deal, $250 broker review fee, and a $350 risk management fee that are going to go in the deal. Most people that I know just charge that to the buyer or seller or the company that they're doing the lease for. They charge that to them right on the HUD and have that go on there. Or you can pay it yourself if you want. But anything you want to add on this, Joe, that I'm missing on the commercial side? It's a great split, right?
Well, it's an amazing split. When I started out in commercial real estate, and this is fairly common, so I'm sure everybody can relate to this, but I was on a 50-50 split with my broker and a 50-50 split with my senior agent. So I was netting 25% commissions. It's incredible how much you can learn and come in and, not have to give up all that money that you're trying to earn through your deals. And here's another thing, Jim, that $20,000 cap, I would encourage anybody who's watching this, if you're a commercial agent, think about how much you paid to your broker last year. Because most of the brokers that I know that are with the traditional firms, I won't name them all, but we know who they are. They've paid hundreds of thousands of dollars every year into their broker for, an office, maybe some leads. With a $20,000 cap like that, you can see how that money starts to add up and all that. And you're paying $500 a month for the tools. It's incredible. This is one thing that I heard that really rings true to me, is that for most commercial agents, this is not a financial issue or a financial question. It's a question of ego, right? You may want the name of the big brands, the big national brands that may add some clout, but I'm telling you, it's a question of ego, not financial, because EXP is growing. You're going to have more and more opportunities to make more money than you ever have. And it's all about just letting go of that ego a little bit.
We have a saying that says, don't get emotional. It's just math. Let's sit down and let's do the math. And look, when Stacy and I made the move, we loved our broker. We still do love our old broker, but we loved our family more when we realized the tens of thousands of dollars we were leaving on the table annually by not coming on board. And the fact that also now we got equity in the company. We've got over $250,000 in stock in 2 years. And, averaging over $5,000 a month in residual income. Those were deals we were not getting where we were at. It was costing us a fortune to stay where we were at before. And it was a great move coming on board over here. So go ahead, talk about this, Joe, because a lot of agents don't have any health care.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the big things, right? Is, you hope that your spouse maybe has good health care or something like that, or you're paying out the nose for it if not. And with EXP, because we're growing so fast, because we have the number of agents that we do and negotiating all of these deals, EXP agents have access to healthcare, which is huge for independent contractors. I mean, that's not too common, and especially at the rates that we're getting. You can call it a bonus, but I mean, I have 5 kids, right? We're definitely using that stuff. So for us, it's very important to have that security along with everything else.
Yeah, we can help people out to get with the EXP people to get a quote for their health care and things like that. But here's a secret. It starts at $9 a month. That's our lowest plan. And then they go up from there depending on what you want covered from there on it. But look, everyone's talking about EXP everywhere. You see it. They're calling us the Amazon of real estate. We are the fastest growing real estate company in history. All the big names, Keller Williams, Remax, Century 21, Coldwell Banker, all of them took 20 plus years to hit the 10,000 agent mark. 20 plus years. All 4 of those massive companies, we did it in 8 years. And now here we are, over 40,000 in year number 12. And by year 13, we should be over 100,000 and growing, and the fastest growing real estate company in under 15 years. I'm sorry, the biggest real estate company in the world in under 15 years that you're going to see. And we're going to continue growing. But everyone's talking about us. It's an amazing business model that we've got on here.
It is. Yep.
Yep.
And let me just add, Jim, if if this is something that's of interest to you, reach out to Jim, reach out to me. If you want more information, we can certainly help you. If you want to talk to, and this is what's crazy, right? This is where we get into like the collaboration. If you want to talk to Jim Wong, the president of EXP Commercial, who's been with Marks and Millichap, who built an SBN franchise, who built his own company and like I mentioned earlier, sold it for around 200 million or something crazy like that. We can set up a calendar invite. We can talk to Jim directly. You can get the info straight from him. It's all about collaboration and bringing on great people that, want to grow.
And for those of you who are terrified like I was, I'm this silver hair up here. I've been around this planet for several decades. I was a little nervous about the no office thing, right? What's this cloud world thing going to be like? And I would never, ever go back to now a physical office. Now I realize how much it was costing me. You're welcome to have a physical office if you want. For those of you who own your own company, looking at this, you can keep your office if you want, but you're not required to do it with EXP, but you can have one if you want. We let you do your own thing. You're an independent contractor with us, but you're part business partners. And so we can give you, you can get a hold of Joe or you can get a hold of me, and we can give you a guest pass to go in the world. Check it out. Visit the legal team, visit the marketing team, go talk to Jim Wong at his office, his little cartoon character, right? Set up an appointment, go in there and walk right into his office and talk to him from your home. It's a live person, but it's just your cartoon character talking to him. Great stuff like that. We can also get you a copy of the independent contractors agreement. Mm-hmm. We can get you a copy of the ICA. You can get a hold of one of us. We can get you a copy of that. And for those of you that have teams, like you've already got several people on your team working for you, you've got some apprentices working under you and things like that, and you want to know how that program works, we have actual people at corporate that can sit down, use a spreadsheet and take your numbers, plug them into EXP spreadsheet, and show you the difference of what it's costing you, where you're at, and what you'd be making if you came over on board with us. So we're super excited about that. Anything, Joe, that we missed?
I think we touched on it all. Just give it a chance. I say take a look, because you never know. You might be missing Netflix, right? You might be missing the growth curve of Netflix because you didn't want to get uncomfortable, right? Get uncomfortable a little bit. Check it out. See what you don't know. And if it's not right for you, it's not right. But if it is right, I can tell you, you'll be very happy here.
There's never been any person harmed ever in the history of the planet by getting information. There is no harm in getting the information. Your broker you're with or somebody like that may tell you, no, don't look, it's terrible. But you got to ask yourself, why would they be trying so hard for you to not get the information? There's got to be something in it for them. So I want to thank everybody. Joe, I want to thank you for taking time out here. Busy time between Christmas and the New Year's, for checking this out. If you're watching this and you know somebody who's a commercial agent and they need to see some other opportunities, get this over to them, send it out to them, hit up Joe or myself, and we'd love to get a chance to talk to them after they get a chance to take a look at this. Joe, if I don't talk to you, man, have a happy New Year. Thanks for jumping on here with me, and we'll end the broadcast with that, man.
All right. Happy holidays. Thanks, everyone.